Hey guys, Stephen Cox here, and today we're going to learn how to do 5 right hand techniques on the U-bass. So if you like videos like these, please subscribe below for more and hit the thumbs up. And if you'd like to get the tabs and the backing tracks to some of the other arrangements, you can become a patron. So let's jump right into it. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to pluck with our index and our middle finger. So this is the most traditional kind of bass playing, and basically you can either anchor your thumb on the body while you do this, like this, or you can have it float a little bit. And then when it's floating, I'm kind of anchoring my wrist on the bass. But that's actually not great for your wrist, so I don't recommend that one. Then you can also put your thumb on the E string when you're playing the other 3 strings. So let's just play the open strings with our index and middle finger, 1 index pluck and 1 middle pluck per string. So that'll sound like this. Alright, so let's try that together a little bit slower. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so the next way to play is using your thumb. So when you use our thumb, we can either play back here or we can play up here. But I like to anchor my other fingers down so that I have a little bit of leverage when using the thumb. So my fingers are either on the body down here, just holding steady, or they're on the bottom string, but really down here is best because you're not going to mute any of the strings by accident having your hand down there. Let's try the same exercise that we did before, but this time our thumb's just going to play twice on each string, like this. Okay, so let's do that together. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you might notice that with my left hand, I'm muting the strings so they don't ring out while I'm playing the next string. So all I'm doing is touching the strings lightly to stop them from vibrating as I move to the next string. So we've done plucking and we've played with our thumb. Now we're going to use a pick. So on U-bass, when you use a pick, if you just tried traditionally doing it, if you're a guitar player and you've used a pick before, you might notice if you're playing with the rubber strings, the pick just kind of sticks to the strings and pulls the string, and it's really hard to play in time when that happens. So what I do is I hold the pick like this between my thumb and my pointer finger, but then I push my thumb down like that. And the reason I do that is that causes the pick to angle, and when it's at an angle, there's less of the pick to get stuck on the string. So I start like this if I was parallel to the string, and then I angle it slightly. So now what we'll do is we'll just play down up on each string. So here we go. Alright, so let's do that together. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1. So we've got a couple more ways left. So the next way kind of incorporates our thumb and plucking together in a guitar-like style. So this is finger picking. So if you've ever finger picked on the guitar or the ukulele, it's very similar to that. We're going to assign our thumb to the E string, our pointer finger to the A string, our middle finger to the D string, and our ring finger to the G string. Our pinky's just kind of hanging out. It's not really doing anything. So we're just going to play 1 note per string on this one. So we're going to do our thumb on the E string, then our pointer finger on the A string, our middle finger on the D string, and our ring finger on the G string. And then we're going to go back down using the finger that's assigned to the string to play them. E, A, D, G, D, A, E. So let's do that together. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can't have your hand flat and do this, and you don't want your fingers to be all over the place. You want them to just kind of be sort of close together, just spaced out enough to get to each string. So the idea with this is not to pluck hard, because when you pluck hard, you're ruining that form. So we're going to pluck very lightly. So now we're going to add a technique that works with 3 of the other techniques. So basically it's something that you can add onto it to make the sound slightly different. And this is called palm muting. So with palm muting, we're taking this little back part of the palm and we're setting it right next to the bridge. So if the bridge is right here, and you can see the saddle, that's the little white part, you set your hand just this way of the saddle, so just barely onto the strings, not this far over, or the strings will just, they won't sound much at all, but you want to be just barely next to the bridge, next to the saddle, and you get this nice muted sound. Now the rubber strings already have a natural muted sound to them just because of the material, but when you go to the metal strings, this can create a really, really big difference in sound. So if you have the metal strings, this will make them sound more like the rubber strings. So the back part of my hand is actually touching the strings just barely next to the bridge, and then we can either play with our thumb, or we can do our finger style thing where we play with our thumb and pluck the other strings. So the hardest part here is muting the G string while you're playing and the other strings. So it's easier just using 3 fingers for the finger picking, the finger style picking, rather than using 4, rather than using that ring finger. Or you can do this with the pick. So if I'm muting back here, it sounds like that instead of... We're going to play 2 E's, 2 A's, 2 D's, and 2 G's. And let's start with the pick. We're going to go down with the pick and up with the pick. So we're going to go down, up, then move to the A string, down, up, D string, down, up, and G string, down, up. Alright, now let's mute with the thumb. We're just going to play 2 E's, 2 A's, 2 D's, and 2 G's. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then now we're going to do the same thing with the finger picking, only this time we're just going to play 1 of each. And why don't we just do the E, A, and the D, because the G is kind of hard to get with the ring finger. So we'll just do those 3 strings. And then we can go back down. Alright guys, that's it for this lesson. I hope you've enjoyed learning these 5 different right hand techniques. If you have any questions about them, please let me know in the comments below. Once again, the tabs, which are pretty simple and basic, but they have notation on what I'm doing with the right hand, those are available on Patreon. So I'll see you guys next week. Have a good week, and take care.